Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. Sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we've got a little music edition that we need to talk about, and that is Chris Brown, Brandy and Monica, Kelly Rowland, and Beyonce is at the center of this, because we're talking tour edition, you guys, and we've got some things to discuss. So, first and foremost, you guys, let's talk Kelly Rowland, let's talk Brandy and Monica, right? Let's talk about them because Brandy and Monica have been doing a press tour this week announcing The Boy Is Mine tour. Not The Boy Is My tour. The Boy Is Mine tour. And it is going to be featuring special guests Kelly Rowland, Mooney Long, and Jamal Roberts from American Idol. Brandy and Monica have announced their first ever co-headlining The Boy Is My tour. Why do I keep saying The Boy Is My tour? The Boy Is Mine tour. Featuring special guests Kelly Rowland, Mooney Long, and American Idol winner Jamal Roberts. The R&B Titans will hit the road for a 24-city arena tour kicking off in Cincinnati on October 16th. Stops on the tour include Atlanta, Los Angeles, and Brooklyn before heading down to Houston for the final show December 7th. The Boy Is Mine tour, of course, is named after their iconic 1998 hit that spent a record-breaking 13 consecutive weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Though they have had tension over the years, they collaborated several times since then, including on 2012's It All Belongs to Me and last year for Ariana Grande's The Boy Is Mine remix, which earned them a Grammy nomination for Best Pop Duo Group Performance. This really is a full circle moment, says Brandy in a statement. Monica and I are coming together again. Isn't just about the music, it's about honoring where we came from and how far we've both come. The Boy Is Mine is a defining chapter in R&B. To share the stage after all these years later is bigger than a reunion. It's a celebration of growth, sisterhood, and the love our fans have given us from day one. Monica adds, the love that The Boy Is Mine continues to receive means everything to me. This tour is a celebration of our history, our impact, and the fans who have grown with us. Brandy and I have been on our own unique journeys, and coming back together in this way is a reminder of the power of respect, strength, and real music. We're giving the people what they've been asking for and doing it with grace, love, and purpose. God's timing is perfectly aligned with us. Pre-sale for the Boy Is Mine tour starts on June 26th, where I think we're a couple days past that. From 10 a.m. to 11:59 p.m., general tickets go on sale June 27th. I think that was yesterday, 10 a.m. local time, right? And Brandy and Monica have been saying in interviews that people have been wanting them to go on tour since this song came out back in 1998. And it is getting mostly positive reviews. A lot of people are excited. A lot of people are happy and everything else. People are like, oh, finally, Brandy listened to her brother Ray J. He's been trying to make this happen. No. But then it turned negative, you guys. It turned negative because people made this about Kelly Rowland being an opening act. And people made this about a Stan War conversation. Why is Kelly an opening act for Brandy and Monica and da-da-da-da-da-da-da? And why can't Kelly open up for Beyonce at the Cowboy Carter tour? And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Kelly is no opening act and da-da-da-da-da. And I think we need to put some things into context. And this is why I always say I don't like Stan Wars. I don't like stand-up because I feel like at the end of the day, the problem that I have with Stan Wars is that y'all never acknowledge the deficiencies that your faves got, right? Like an actual fan is going to keep it a buck and say, you know what? My fave didn't, this album really didn't hit, right? This TV show was not a good idea or whatever else, or this movie was not their best work. That is what a real fan's going to do. But when you get into Stan Wars, y'all don't care about the deficiencies. Y'all just want to tear each other apart, right? And yes, you'll mix in some of the facts in there, but then there's a lot of hate and tearing each other down. And then we've lost the plot, right? The plot should be celebrating these black women that are finally getting on tour. They're getting it together because there had some tension off and on over the years. They finally get it together and said, let's make this money, right? And Kelly Rowland, who has been a solo artist and everything else, is going to be an opening act. But y'all trying to play on who's the bigger artist. Y'all trying to do this comparison game. And I don't understand why y'all keep doing this. Here's the thing. I don't know how old some of y'all are. But back in the day, y'all, Brandy was that girl. Brandy was that girl. I think she sold 60 million albums or whatever else. This is nothing to be sneezing at. Brandy is big time. Monica is big time. Right? But if you're talking about Kelly Rowland as a solo artist in comparison, this makes sense as to why she's a special guest. Name me 10 top 10 Kelly Rowland R&B hits, y'all. Like, I'm saying something. Off the rip, as I'm doing this off the dome, I can think of Motivation. I can think of her collab with Nelly, Dilemma, Kisses Down Low. There's some, right? Right? But again, if you're wanting to say, okay, is Destiny's Child opening up for Brandy and Monica? Is Beyonce opening up for Brandy and Monica? That's a different conversation. But Kelly, the solo artist, is a special guest for Brandy and Monica. That makes sense. That makes sense. Y'all need to get it together. Some of y'all, I feel like are like 15 years old. Some of y'all gotta be 15 years old. Y'all just discovered who, Beyonce was. Y'all don't know anything that has happened in the 99 and 2000s. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know Brandy was that girl. And not just with the music career, but with acting, reality TV. She was doing it all, y'all, before your faves. Whitney Houston called Brandy the vocal Bible. Whitney Houston. Put some respect on Brandy's name. Brandy has been that girl, and she's been blessed enough with all of her success that she hasn't had to be out here, right? She hasn't had to do like a bunch of touring or a bunch of acting and do all this, right? She's been, enjoying her life, raising her daughter, everything else. But y'all are doing too much. So the next piece we got to get to is Chris Brown. Because Chris Brown is upset on the internet and everything else because he's tired of people comparing him. And let's just talk about it. We know who he's mad about, right? Or what he's mad about. So he said the following. He said, I wish y'all stop comparing me to other artists and saying me versus someone else. Until one of these artists do all of this SHIT by themselves with no help and the media constantly effing with them, then come holla at me. I'm trying to feed my family. I could give an FUCK about the next artist and what they doing. I don't FUCK with celebrities at all, and I'm not welcome in their circles. They're spelled wrong. Breezy Bowl is for the dedicated fans who want to be there. FUCK everything else. I've been overly busting my ASS for the last 20 years, and I understand I will never be recognized for nothing more than drama. So miss me with all that SHIT, please. Now here's the thing, Chris Brown, right? Here's the thing. Are we just going to pretend like some of the issues that you do have been self-inflicted? Are we just going to gloss over it? And I'm not just talking about what happened with Rihanna in 2009, right? Like there's been several things that have taken place since then. Oh, like, I don't know, your current situation with how you are, pleading not guilty for allegedly throwing some Don Julio upside a producer's head. Like there's been stuff that has followed you, right? But what comparison is Chris Brown talking about, right? Because it's not Michael Jackson, because he's specifically talking about an artist that's alive, right? And who recently is overseas on tour like Chris Brown was, right? Who recently was in Paris? None other than Beyonce with the Cowboy Carter tour. I believe she's back in the States to do her Houston shows and everything else. But my thing is this, who is doing the comparisons is my question. And what is the comparisons about, right? Are these coming from your fans, Chris Brown? Is this coming from the Beehive? Who is doing the comparisons to Chris Brown and Beyonce is what I want to know. And I want to know why. What is the purpose? Oh, because they're both doing stadium tours? There needs to be a comparison? But y'all weren't comparing Kendrick Lamar. So let me guess. Y'all were saying since Chris Brown has been blackballed that he's doing amazing because he's selling out all these tours, right? So I think that's supposed to be a shot at somebody. I'm confused. I'm confused because there's never been a situation where Chris Brown has never been able to put out music or has never been able to tour. It's just that pretty much the BET Awards has really been the main award show that has had his back throughout all of his ups and downs in his career. However, some of the larger award shows, the white award shows that y'all want acceptance from, sometimes he would win, sometimes he would not win, sometimes they would pull his Michael Jackson tribute performances and things like that. But within the last year, Chris Brown has won a lot of these awards at these major award shows. So what is he mad about right now? Because this is giving fan generated. And who is he throwing shots at about people who are quote unquote media darlings, essentially? That essentially the person he's being compared to is because they get positive media articles about them. So therefore that means and this is what I mean with these celebrities. It's like y'all care too much. Y'all care too much what people think. Even the celebrities that don't say it themselves, but have their family speak on their behalf, or their kids speak on their behalf, or other people on their team speak on their behalf, that tells me you're bothered. Because if you were unbothered, we wouldn't have to be talking about a post like this. So obviously the comparisons bother you. Obviously you don't like the comparisons. You're not a fan of the comparisons. Make it make sense. But this is what I'm saying. Like there's enough room for everybody to eat. There's enough room for everybody to be successful, y'all. But what are we doing with these comparisons? Why do y'all like to tear each other down? If Chris Brown is selling out stadium tours, whether it is in the US or overseas, good, great. That's what you need to be focusing on. But why are you focusing on comparisons and verses and all this other foolishness? And you did this before with Usher. That's why I find this ironic that Chris Brown is doing this. You did this before with Usher. You're the one that was getting up there, puffing up your chest, talk about you could be Usher in a verses, and I'm thinking to myself, where's your Diamond album? Where's your Diamond album? The only verses Usher can do is with the person behind bars, which is R. Kelly. Like outside of that, no. None of y'all got a chance. I don't care if you have 30 albums out. It doesn't mean it's 30 quality albums. It doesn't mean it's 30 no skips album. Please show me your Diamond album, and then we can have a conversation. But Chris Brown didn't like that, right? He did not like that, and that's why Usher threw a shot at him on I Am the Party. People talking versus, please stop. Ninja, please stop. That's my jam. Because it was the audacity. It was the audacity and the arrogance of it all. So I find it interesting now, Chris Brown is upset at whoever is making these comparisons and trying to throw shots at somebody who might have more personnel for their tour, might have more dancers for their tour, might have everything else. It's not the same show. It's not the same genre. So what are we talking about? Make it make sense. And so now they're mad because what the Beehive has done now is they pulled receipts of how much Beyonce has made as a tour as a solo artist, and even how much has she made alone in her Renaissance tour compared to Chris Brown's tour his entire career. And obviously it's not a comparison, right? But nonetheless, y'all are doing all of this foolishness talking about, well, I saw Chris Brown and he's a better performer than Beyonce and da-da-da-da-da-da-da and all this and all that. And it's like, but y'all are at two different types of shows. Chris Brown is known for dancing. I would expect to be at a Chris Brown show and see him dancing. I've seen them both in concert. So it's like, I know what I'm getting. Now, I wasn't voluntarily trying to see Chris Brown. I was there to see Usher. So Usher was the headline. This was back when Usher and Chris Brown were cool. Usher was the headlining act. However, August Alsina and Chris Brown were the opening acts for him. And as you all know, I've seen Beyonce several times in concert. So, nonetheless, it's not the same show. It's not the same show. So I'm confused about these comparisons. Y'all got to stop these comparisons. Because it's not even the same thing. Y'all aren't making sense at all. But I just don't get this. We got to tear everybody down to build somebody else up. And then at the end of the day, everybody's looking silly. Everybody's looking silly. Everybody's looking foolish. So there is that, and that is it, and that is all for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.